What's up, everybody? My name is Jeremy Jones and I'm back with another video. Today I'm talking my weekly sneaker rotation, so stay tuned.
Got a lot of things changing in my life. Hoping one day I'ma get it all right. Brother is engaged, about to start a new life. Yeah, I haven't had a chill day. Really wanna vibe, appreciate the moments. I've been creating, not scrolling. Mom and dad still support.
Alright, man, I'm back with another video. Now, before I get too deep into this video, y'all already know what to do. Go and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Alright, so let's dive into today's video. Just like I said in the intro, man, I am back with another weekly sneaker rotation. Now, this should be week 135 to the best of my knowledge, man. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct the kid down in the comment section. Now, y'all already know I started the series off at the beginning of the year in 2023, and here we are, we're on week 135, right? Okay, now if you want to get a sneak peek of what I'm wearing throughout the week, sign up for that sold out Discord. The link is pinned at the top of the comment section and it's free to sign up. Or of course, we can continue the sneaker talk, but we got a food section, a sports section, you name it, right? Okay, and just in case if I didn't say it in the beginning, definitely hit the like button and sub up. So pretty much, let's just go and stop rambling and get right into this weekly sneaker rotation. Now, y'all know I end things off on a Friday, then pick right back up on Saturday. So this Saturday, if you have been keeping up with all the videos that I've been posting, right, okay, y'all know what dropped. It was the Rare Air 4s, right, okay? So ironically cliche, like I told you guys, on Saturday, the kid stepped in none other than the Rare Air, and these are the Air Jordan 3s, right, okay, but the Rare Air version. So I feel like it was only right. I probably didn't have to pick these up, but pretty much it spiraled off a chain of what I'm gonna wear throughout the week. So there's your hint right there. Pretty much y'all know this is a timeless classic sneaker right here. I'm not gonna say classic, but I wanna say classic. I want to say like the 3 silhouette in general. I always kind of look at these because it's arguably one of my favorite shoes as far as like comfortability wise. Now this one is something new from Jordan Brand, and I feel like these cell laces really bring them out. And I know that the Nike check on the back of these on the other side is actually flipped, so it looks like kind of reversed. Definitely something different that we're not used to seeing, but I was, compared to the ones, I kind of like these. Now, rumors is we are anticipating 11s that are going to be Rare Air 11s, but right now I think this is a good quality. It kind of gives me also, work with me on this one, but basically like a poor man version of like the Amon-Year, right? Okay, and why I say that, because typically with 3s, we usually get elephant prints like up on this part, but we got just a typical like gray suede, right? Okay, not saying that's a bad thing, but they did something different to the table, and sometimes it's good to kind of switch it up. Now, I will say this, we've always been saying like Jordan Brand them need to bring something different to the table, and when they do, I mean, sometimes are we gonna really still show up? You decide, right? Okay, so this was my Saturday shoe, was the Air Jordan 3 Rare Air. Cool, now I'm gonna move right on to Sunday. Pretty much, as you guys can see, in order for me to get this content out, that means I was at the crib pretty much just putting in work, right? Okay, so Sunday, I was in none other than the Yeezy slides, right? Now this is the pure colorway. These are my beaters, these are my trash can takeouters, my run the errands real quick. You name it, super duper comfortable. And when I got done doing all my work, why not just leave these right by the door? This is what this shoe is. If you pull up, or if anybody sees me where I'm just like kind of out and about, just know that I don't plan on being too far from the crib, right? Okay, so this was my Sunday shoe, was a Yeezy slide, pure, super duper comfortable. And yes, I've been beating these to smithereens and I have more pairs, but these right here are my old faithfuls, man. And I feel like, you know what? They still holding up, not ready to get rid of them just yet. If you have a pair, you know exactly what I mean as far as comfortability, man. I feel like this is probably arguably the best comfortable slide I've had in like forever, right? Okay, so salutes to Yeezy and Adidas, even though I know they're not a thing anymore. But yeah, this was my Sunday shoe, was a Yeezy slide, pure. Cool, now we're gonna move right along to Monday. A shoe that, to be honest, I haven't worn in a long time, and it was long overdue that I bring this back into the rotation, and I stepped in none other than the Air Jordan 3 Knicks, right? Okay, now I remember this shoe was sitting right here. Now I think there's, Jumpman on the back, no Nike logo, but one of the rare shoes in my collection that necessarily don't have a Nike check on the back, but I feel like these still kind of hit, man. I feel like I got a good fit that works with these as well, that I can get off in the pretty much springtime, even in the wintertime and summertime. But I brought these out, and I just like, I don't know. I actually thought I had already did like a 3 rotation week, and I did. But to be honest, the way that the collection was set up, I actually low-key forgot I had these for like a split second. So I was like, you know what? Time to bring these back out. Now, I normally don't really wear orange, but I feel like why not for these? Now, ironically, I probably should have been wearing this whenever it was playoff weeks for the NBA Finals, man. But you know what? It is what it is. This was my Monday shoe, was the Air Jordan 3 Knicks. Cool. Now we're gonna move right along to Tuesday. Another shoe. Again, I knew I had these, but for some strange reason, I just kind of got lost in the sauce of my collection. Kind of to get the curse whenever you purchase a little too many sneakers and you kind of lose track of them. So this is why I'm always selective. And for the people who always like to give me a hard time and say that I skip everything, this and the third, this is why, man. If I'm not wearing the shoe, I don't want to sit here and collect dust. But anyway, Tuesday, right back at the work, and you know the kid stepped in none other than the Air Jordan 3, and these are the UNCs to the best of my knowledge. Definitely one of my favorites in my collection. Now, I did pay resale for these, but it wasn't too bad because I feel like only select stores got these guys right here. No Nike check. It does have the Jumpman on the back, but I still was feeling these right here. Anybody who knows me and Dunks could probably vouch for me if he's watching this video, and or if we just talk. Growing up, and me and Dunks, we went to middle school together, in high school. Baby blue was a color that I used to be like notorious for wearing around the clock, right? Okay, so I always have a little special place in my heart for this, even though this is kind of like that UNC blue type of vibes, but same colorways, right? Okay, it's like your UNC, I could say baby blue or whatever, right? So yeah, pretty much this was my Tuesday shoe, was an Air Jordan 3, and these are the UNCs. Cool. Now we're gonna move right along on to Wednesday. Another shoe where I remember actually picking these up in person. We had like a little bit of a line forming because they were first come, first served for Foot Locker. But at the same time, not too many people was going crazy for these guys right here. It's a shoe I've had the previous version before this one, and then I got the most recent version, and probably I feel like Jordan Brandon probably not gonna be on a release to like drop these again in no time soon because they didn't really move like that back then. And I'm talking none other than the Air Jordan 3 True Blues. And these actually do have the Nike check on the back, man. So arguably one of my favorite shoes in my collection. Now this has that cement going around there. So usually this is what you typically see for Air Jordan 3. Now y'all know my favorite color is red. Now they do have a little bit on the inside of the tongue here, but at the same time, this is a shoe where I used to actually rock it kind of more consistency. But again, one thing that is, I will say, as you notice, as your collection probably grows, you'll notice that it'll be harder and harder to get a lot of shoes in rotation like you want to. But this was my Wednesday shoe for sure. Yeah, true blue, not the typical like UNC blue type vibes, kind of more of like a dark blue, like a navy blue. And I feel like it's a timeless classic sneaker. Now, when the production date on these, let me just double check real quick. This had to be 2016 on the production date. So yeah, so it had to be 2016 when I picked these guys up, man. So, and I think before then, I want to say it was back in like 2011, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, this is a 2016 pair, and yeah, arguably one of my favorites in my collection. And this was my Wednesday shoe, was the Air Jordan 3 True Blue. Cool. I'm gonna move right along to Thursday. Now, y'all know I picked these up, I want to say a few years ago, and arguably it does feature my favorite color. And y'all know it's pretty much 3 week at this point. And I'm talking, this is my Thursday shoe, and I'm talking none other than the Air Jordan 3, and these are the Fire Reds, right? Okay, Nike check on the back, I feel like you can't go wrong with it. Mostly red, can't go wrong with it. So this is a shoe that I'm glad I actually picked up. I don't think these sold out instantly. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Dunks actually got a pair, and we were doing the lives back then. This was in 2022, so yeah, that's the production date on these guys. Yeah, timeless classic sneaker as well. Definitely something kind of different, but y'all can tell I've worn it, but I haven't really worn it like that. But with red, y'all know that's my favorite color at this point. And yeah, I will say this, threes, sometimes some pairs take a minute to break in, but overall, I would say they're comfortable. And yeah, I had way more threes than what I thought I had, right? Okay, because I usually thought I've been selective, because I, like a lot of my coworkers think all I wear is 11s all the time. But you know, I definitely switch it up for sure. Now, this was my Thursday shoe, was the Air Jordan 3 Fire Red. I know there is a version like exclusively for Eminem, but you know, I don't even want to know what that goes for on the resale market, man. But anyway, this was my Thursday shoe. Cool, now we're gonna move right on to Friday. You know, I always like to say, finish the week strong. Y'all know I am right back at the work because I work a full-time job, so I'm out here on the ground for sure. And thankful they let me wear my sneakers. So pretty much Friday stepped in none other than the Air Jordan 3, and these are the white cements. Now, these are the reimagined joints. Now, I think the previous pair, which I did end up selling, they already look like this anyway, so I feel like I wasn't really gonna wear these that much if I didn't get rid of my previous pair, right? Okay, which I think was from 2013, but don't quote me on that. Now again, Nike check, but it's more age sold on there because, you know, one thing about Jordan Brand, and I don't want to sound like I'm hating or bashing them or giving them a hard time, but when they get on these like things where they see like people are buying them, they milk it out a little bit too. We don't have to go too hard with it. We don't need to reimagine every silhouette, right? Okay, but some of these are nice. I feel like this is one that we definitely probably should have done. Because if you think about it, this is also considered like when he did that version where, or when Nike and Jordan Brand did that version where he, they call the free throw lines, you know what I'm saying? So where he jumped from the free throw. So there's those versions of the white cements as well. So he did it in that silhouette, and I'm talking Michael Jordan here. So pretty much this was my Friday shoot to close out the week, was the white cement reimagined. Yeah, man, pretty much. So pretty much that completes my weekly sneaker rotation for this week, man. Y'all sign off in the comment section and let me know what you wore throughout the week as well. I'm doing my very best to stay on top of the comment section. Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of this thing and stop rambling, man. Y'all be sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Again, my name is Jeremy Jones, and thank you for watching, and I'm out.